One of the biggest things that empaths struggle with is really speaking and standing in their truth. Empaths came to this earth with this heightened ultra sensitivity, which is also means that they have incredible healing, empathic, relatability, the ability to help heal, support humanity in ascension, in awakening to our true divine nature. But the thing is, empaths are so misunderstood. So most empaths come to this earth with this problem, and the problem is being really speaking their truth and being comfortable with who they are and accepting themselves for all of who they are. Because the thing is, when you came with so much awakening and knowing and sensitivity and gifts, sometimes you feel like a freaking alien. Sometimes you feel like you don't belong. Sometimes you feel like the world is just so harsh and hard, and you are this soft little squishy jelly. And what are you gonna do? You either get stomped on and just feeling, swept over, or you become this harsh, hard, this robot, and it's ruining all your hormones, ruining your nervous system, ruining your relationship, ruining your self-esteem and your truth. Okay, let me know if you resonate with this. But in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you show you how to step into your true empath power and how you can find that strength, that core strength, to really stand on your own 2 feet and being confident in your power, in your ability, in your gifts, because all of these things are so powerful and they're so amazing, and they're all designed for you to live your best life and serve in your soul mission. So first of all, for those of you who are new, my name is Tina Wong, and on this channel we talk about spirituality, how to step into your truest and highest power. I channel through messages for you of love, of light, of wisdom, of enlightenment, and of fire sometimes. Okay, sometimes humor. Okay, we freestyle over here, so you get what you get. But if you're an empath watching this, what you're gonna notice is that when you want to speak up, a lot of the time your throat chakra is gonna close. Okay, let me know if you have any throat chakra issues here. And what that does is that it signals that there's a fear. There's a fear of speaking your truth. There's a fear of speaking your power. Because if it's just like something irrelevant, then why do we have to feel this throat chakra block? Right? It's because what you're speaking holds weight, holds truth, holds healing, holds power. And what that entails is that sometimes it refers to as the witch wound. In past lifetimes, future lifetime, parallel lifetimes, there can be, or even current lifetime, there are consequences for you to speak your truth, for you to reveal your healing power, to reveal your healing ability. So sometimes in certain era, it means that you're gonna be burned at the stake. Sometimes you're gonna get hunted, right? And sometimes in this lifetime, it's like you're gonna get called out, you're gonna get shunned out from a group. And maybe you're gonna be called a weirdo, or maybe it's even generational. Maybe it comes from your grandma, your great-grandma, or whatever, like in your lineage. And they face ridicule, and they were not accepted. Speaking your truth, speaking your power, being in your authentic self, so to speak, means danger to a lot of us. And this is a programming that is so deep. But the thing is, if you are watching this video and if you've been thinking about this and if you're aware of this, what this means is that you are the one to break this. You are the one to break this generational curse. You are the one to break this generational drama. You are the one that's going to end this all for your bloodline and beyond. Because when it ends with you, the next generation is not going to get that being a thing. But what they're going to get is they're going to get this empowerment because you step into your power. So how you actually going to do this is first tapping into the energy of, what am I afraid of? Okay, ask yourself, what am I afraid of? I'm afraid of being shut out. I'm afraid of not being accepted. I'm afraid of being called a weirdo. Maybe you're afraid of the reasons that you can't even comprehend, because what I'm saying is that it goes way back, okay? So, but first, it's good to bring it up anyway, okay? And then the second part, and I want you to debunk this, And the second part is asking yourself, are there people in my life who must understand me anyway? Like, no matter what I do. Are there people who gonna get me wrong anyway? Because the truth is, if you're watching this video, most likely than not, there are people in your life who don't get you. Your parents, your siblings, your culture, your society, your religion, your whatever group, like your country, nationality. Like, there are people who think that you're a freaking weirdo and they don't get you anyway. So what are you afraid of? Okay. And I think once you understand this truth, like, you're already misunderstood. You're already not considered normal because you're not. You didn't come here to be a normal citizen. Okay, you came here to be a jailbreaker. Okay, you came here to be a paradigm shifter. You came here to heal generational trauma. And there's no other way. There's no other reason. Okay, when you know what you know, which is what I'm sharing with you right now, and what you know deep in your heart. If you know what you know, this universe, the divine God, does not make mistake. The creator doesn't make mistake. If you know what you know, meaning that there's a reason for you to know what you know. And the reason is that you're meant to end this. But you can only end it when you break through the illusions of it all. And the illusion is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether people think of you as crazy or not, because they already do. Okay, just tell yourself that. Don't be afraid to be shut out by society and they gonna think of you as the black sheep. They already do. You get it? Don't be afraid of being seen as the weirdo, because you already are. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You already are. You're already that awkward duckling. You're already that weird black sheep. You're already that kind of alien, that unicorn, that like whatever. Okay, you're already like a little bit weird. I know you're probably trying your best to like hide this truth and hide your power and hide your gifts and hide your psychic abilities, and you downplay it. But the thing is, part of it sips out, and people can pick up on that, and they know you're weird. So if people already sense this, and they already know that you're weird, and they already know that there's something a little bit off about you, just crank it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just crank up the crazy. Just crank it up, because they already think you're crazy. So what are you afraid of? They already think that you're weird. So what are you afraid of? Right? You know what I mean? Like, you're already there. You know what I'm saying? So when I realized this, it's like, wait a minute. People already think I'm weird. So why do I even try to be normal? Because I'm freaking not. But when you play into your weirdness, when you play into your superpower, when you play into your truth, what you're doing is that you're saying that I respect the divinity in me. I respect my truth. I respect my power. I respect my wisdom. And I don't need you to agree with me, because we are different. We are different. Okay. And what you're gonna do, and what I'm gonna share with you, is gonna really help you if you allow yourself to stop being the black sheep in a circle of white sheep, but putting yourself as the black sheep in a circle of other black sheeps. Sheep, I think, is a one plural word. You're gonna realize that you're not the only one. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Is when you think, okay, when you're in this like modern world, when you're in this like big city, and then people are like, oh, you're from a small town, and they're like, oh, there's something interesting with her, she's weird or whatever, or he's weird. But when you get yourself in an online group, or like a group of friends, or a similar interest group, a spiritual group, or whatever, a conscious group, whatever group, okay, go online, go on YouTube, something. And then you realize that there are other people who think like you, who who is a little bit weird like you, who's a little bit interesting like you, and who thinks that starseeds are just the most normal thing. And oh, you think you're the only Arcturian in your small town, and then when you go in this group, they're like, oh, me too. I think I'm from Arcturus. I don't know what I think I'm from Lemuria or whatever, right? So what happens is you get into this energy of black sheep unite. Okay, comment below hashtag black sheep unite. We must unite, because when we unite, we realize our power. We realize that it's actually we're not the only one, and it's this energy, this mentality that I'm the only one, I'm the odd one out, and I am so lonely in my journey. That is the poisonous thinking, and that makes you feel even more weirded out to be who you really are. But when you allow yourself to get into like-minded community and groups and around people who also think the way you do, maybe similarly, not exactly, what happens is that you're gonna naturally find the confidence. You're naturally gonna find the confidence like, wait a minute, this is normal. This kind of thinking is normal, Thinking that we have past life and future life is actually normal, because look at these people who think the same thing. And maybe it feels like, wow, so simple, but it is simple. Okay, it is simple. And what that teaches you is that you're in this world now where they tell you what is normal, where they tell you you need to go to school, you need to get this job, you need to get married by this time, and you need to follow the script, and they call it normal. It's because there are people who decided on that, and there are people who agreed on that, and they all together, and you're in their territory, and you're in their zone. So that's why you are like living by this law, or this society unspoken law that maybe you don't resonate with, but that is the normal. Okay, because that's the norm, meaning that it's like what people decide to agree with. But when you move yourself from that box to whatever this normal is, you move yourself to the black sheep way of living. You move yourself to that group that think the way that you think, that has that big heart way of thinking, that multidimensional way of thinking. Something is going to crack you open, and you're going to see that you're going to speak your truth more often, because it's not that you're afraid to speak your truth. You're afraid to speak your truth to the people who don't get you. But why are you proving? Let me ask you, why are you proving? Why are you proving yourself to the people? Oh my God, holding this thing is quite heavy. I don't know how people do this, honestly. But I didn't expect to do this video, but it just kind of came through. So I thought I'd record it with you at my favorite tea room right now. I have my dragon claw tea. It's my favorite, right? Drink weird stuff, okay? Dragon claw tea, whatever. Like, honestly. So when you find this confidence, and when you begin to speak up, and you hear yourself speaking crazy things that you would never speak in your hometown, around your normal friends, okay? What you're gonna find is that this thing is actually normal. But just because you put yourself in an environment where it's not normal to speak this truth. Okay? So just remember, if you are someone who feels like you have a mission to share your knowledge, to share your work, to share your healing, you're not here to convert people. Okay? You're not a converter. You're not those people who go to the door and be like, hey, you want to convert to my religion? Like, you're not one of those people. You're here to provide your product and services and wisdom and healing to the people who get you already, which is your black sheep crew. Okay? So when you are presenting yourself that way, and when you're speaking this way, you're not proving. You're not like, oh, what if they don't get me? You don't care about those people because they're not your audience. Okay? They're not the one who's gonna love you up. They're not gonna be the one that pay you. They're not gonna be the one that you want to be in your community. So why are you wasting your time on that? That's silly, right? So what you want to do is you want to focus on speaking your truth to the people who get it. So practice speaking your truth to your people that get it, and increase the number. Maybe you have one best friend, you can talk about this. Well, get into a community, make new friends, right? Sharing your truth, making a post in a community about who you are and why you're here and all of that, right? I have a free community I created this year called Awaken. Okay, and you can join for free down below. I'm there every single week, and we do some master classes, live events, and I post extra resources and videos and trainings, and we're gonna add a bunch of new stuff in it. So if you feel called to join my community, oh my gosh, please join. We have the best people. But honestly, this is your time to get out of your shell, get out of that small world, and realize there's a whole big infinite world out there waiting for you to shine, waiting for you. There are people literally waiting to clap for you, to be puking out rainbow, your unicorn sparkling rainbow and pooping rainbow out of your butt. Like, there are people who are literally waiting for you to do that, and they're gonna cheer you on. So stop focusing and spending so much time with the people who are gonna give you the TF look. They're gonna judge you. They're gonna criticize you. F them. Oh, yeah, okay, I said what I said. F them. F them. You don't need that. You don't need that kind of energy in your life. Okay? Be around your black sheep crew. Normalize your multidimensional life, because the truth is we are multidimensional being. You might see me as flesh and bone, but what I'm channeling through is your higher self speaking to you through me. And maybe there's a resonance here because we've known each other from lifetimes, you know? So there's a lot of these intricacies that's happening. But the game of life, the school of life, Earth School, is begin to shut down our physical eyes and begin to see with our spiritual eyes that the world is not as we know it. So if you feel that you're weird and you're odd, it means that you're superhuman. It means that you remember the truth about this reality, meaning that you have a purpose. So stop being played by the system, but begin to play with the system. That's why we're here. Okay, let me know what you think down below and your experiences. We love to hear it all. And again, join my community down below called Awaken, and I love to have you in and welcome you with all my heart. This is Tina Wong. I love you so much. I can't wait to read all your comments, and I'll see you on the next one.